Hello and welcome to Speed Cafe's preview of the 2025 Canadian Grand Prix. We take a bit of a break from the European leg and head right across the Atlantic to beautiful Montreal. This year marks the 54th running of the Canadian Grand Prix and the 44th at the circuit Gilles Villeneuve, with the race being a regular on the calendar since 1967, missing only 5 editions since then. It's an incredibly popular circuit amongst the drivers, with the fast, low downforce nature of the track providing some great races over the years. There are plenty of heavy braking chicanes and the famous Turn 10 hairpin, which provide great overtaking opportunities, as well as the infamous Wall of Champions. This is perhaps, of course, the most famous piece of concrete in the entire F1 calendar, with the wall coming after the tight final chicane leading into the main straight. It has seen many a big name crash into it over the years, including the likes of Michael Schumacher, Damon Hill, Gilles Villeneuve, and Sebastian Vettel. The circuit Gilles Villeneuve is a circuit known for being hard on brakes and hard on tyres, but also a circuit that is known for a driver winning their first ever Grand Prix. Since the first race at the circuit in 1978, 6 different drivers have taken their maiden F1 victory there, including the man the circuit was named after, Gilles Villeneuve, at that very first race in 1978, Lewis Hamilton in 2007, and Australia's own Daniel Ricciardo in 2014. Hamilton shares a record for most Canadian Grand Prix victories of 7 with Michael Schumacher, while Ferrari has the most by a constructor, winning 14 Canadian Grand Prix, one more than McLaren with 13. Has been a while between drinks though for both teams winning the Canadian Grand Prix. Sebastian Vettel's victory in 2018 was the last time the Scuderia tasted success in Montreal, while for the Woking outfit, 2012 with Lewis Hamilton was the last time they took the checkered flag first. Recently, the Canadian Grand Prix has been the home of Red Bull, with Max Verstappen taking the last 3 races at Montreal. The reigning world champion, of course, heads into this weekend's Montreal race with a bit of a cloud over his head, as he risks a race ban after his incident that happened in Spain with George Russell. The Dutchman will have to avoid getting into anything dicey this weekend, as he now sits on 11 penalty points after that incident, meaning that if he picks up just one more penalty point this weekend in Montreal, he'll be missing the next round in Austria. Verstappen, of course, will be doing everything in his power once again to stop the McLaren's surge, as the Woking team heads into this weekend once again as the favourites. If Oscar Piastri can win this weekend, his 6th Grand Prix of the season, he'll create history as the first ever Aussie F1 driver to win that many races in a single F1 campaign. He would also join Ricciardo, Alan Jones, and Sir Jack Brabham as Canadian Grand Prix winners in a country that has provided a lot of success for down-under drivers over the years. Piastri's teammate Lando Norris, of course, will be hoping for his 3rd victory of the season at a circuit he hasn't had the best of luck at over the years. Outside of his podium last year, his previous best result in Montreal was 13th back in 2023. One driver, though, that has had a lot of luck in Montreal is hometown hero Lance Stroll. The Canadian, who of course has now been cleared to race this weekend after his late withdrawal in Spain a couple of weeks back, scored his first ever F1 points in Montreal back in 2017 in his debut season, and has scored points at the last 4 editions of his home race. The Montreal native, who last year eclipsed Gilles Villeneuve as the most experienced Canadian F1 driver in the history of the sport, has a grandstand named after him at the circuit Gilles Villeneuve, with local Quebec fans always packing it out to cheer him on every year. Some other quick notes on Montreal. This is a circuit that is often known for changeable weather, many wet races happening here over the years, although this weekend is looking like that it mostly will be dry. As I mentioned before, lots of overtaking opportunities here in Montreal. This circuit had the 4th most overtakes of any circuit last year, finishing only behind Japan, Spain, and Las Vegas for total overtakes happening around the circuit. There's also a 67% chance of a safety car happening in Montreal, adding that extra level of excitement heading into this weekend race. Of course, for Australian F1 fans, it's going to be a very late weekend or perhaps an early weekend, depending on how you look at it. But you can find all the latest news, live updates, results, and everything that is happening from this weekend in Montreal right here on Speed Cafe.